Zamatu yewomyabo, fansi gadama wenyalado. Oyala kamshiri yeladoko, yela ngopuni ozoloko. Zamatu yewomyabo, fansi gadama onyoloko. Oyala kam yeladoko, yela ngopuni onyoloko. Ladies and gentlemen, Charlie, this is so great. Then yes, officially yesterday, Fancy Gadam actually came out and finally discovered and unveiled the official artist he will be rocking shoulders with on stage on the 30th of May at the Aliu Mama Sports Stadium in Balama. Yes, so this particular concert has been the talk of, everywhere for almost a year because it should be more than 6 months ever since Fancy Gadam sat on radio station to announce that when you're letting involve someone cannot know to host an international artist at the Aliu Mama Sports Stadium. And the question is, they were good as mine because so many people were questioning if Fancy Gadam said he is coming out to host a concert with an international artist from Nigeria, who is that particular artist gonna be? And then I cannot tell you, so many predictions were coming in from the right, and many were coming in from the left. Even center, Zosa and Tangbanda Zasa predictions everywhere. So many artists or so many people, Fandema were mentioning it, Pato Rankin, and some of them were saying Rema, some were saying the video is coming to Tamale with Fancy Gadam, whilst others were predicting that it is the almighty Whiskey. And guess what? Finally, yesterday, Fancy Gadam announced he is coming on with Iyala a legend. That's the reality. A legend. Because he is outstanding. You cannot actually deny that particular one. He is a legend. He's none other person than Rudeboy. I really like it. Forever, forever. I really like it. Where were you when this particular song was everywhere? You understand? I like the way you do me, do me, do me. Da. Where were you when this particular song was everywhere? In Ghana, in Africa, every club, inside every party. You understand? The voice behind those particular hit songs, is coming to Tamale. And guess what? This is the very first time Karinye Denyan now. Now, I have a question for you. Yes, I have a question for you. Mbwagama yala den sane. Mbwaharame, I want us to argue a little. Is this the biggest show ever to happen in Tamale? That is my question. Miantala apo. I mean, yantala evidences. Yandiala feel and manine kata at the end of the day, kapiga the ninye shele. You understand? To ama tule nakubone yalama the importance of this particular show to Ghana especially, Northern region especially, Tamale and especially Dagbang at large. Fancy Gadam is undeniable our current biggest artist from the region. You understand? And now he's coming on with P Square, Rudeboy and Balama. You see, these are two big artists coming together to host a particular concert, And there is no doubt about it that such a concert in Yala, the Mamma Kunye Kamana marketable. It is marketable by itself. And I hope and guess is testify to the fact on Drop of Flyer. It is everywhere. And I've seen even so many colleague bloggers from Accra. And the good ones among them or the pretending one amongst them, they are saying this isn't for just Fancy Gadam or the not this time. Fancy has done it countless number of times. He has tried severally to bring, Pato Rankin Karabanani, but he has brought on Shatawale. He has brought on, Sarkodie. So who again? Who else? And this Zasa, no color concession on Zasa. The Southerners, Braku Mola Bamangia. But guess what? Bringing P Square, Rudeboy to Tamale. Some of them said no. It is high time Kapapam recognize the Fancy Air Force because this is beyond borders. This man alone, Rudeboy, you know, kukana ankara, the konkonya beke line, but the yel na Tamale. So you can see it. Chale, ba. Trako jila del delango custom boy. Ko chanta zam Mr. P, another P Square member. Ankara Ankara, it was everywhere across Africa. You understand? Accra Sports Stadium and Dabalama. So that's a non ko kolek ma ya Ankara Ankara Tamale. It tells you that it's gonna be the same waves ma yale. So it's very timely. Understandable. So now this is it. So many people are gonna sell. Kanako Bansara Yari and Jila promoters and bloggers, the media people, from big time people, from Accra to Tamale. That alone is going to sell the industry at large. Understandable. And then quite apart from that, yes, it's gonna bring connectivity and we are going to socialize. Because Nigerians, they are rude boy number Congo. They are coming out with people. So we are with people, they come with their own promoters, their managers and all that. And guess what? We're gonna connect with them. Chanche benefits mala. Now back to the question. We've seen Tenyale, Davido has come to Tamale twice in Balama and Bintam. Davido kana Tamala New Mama Sports Stadium 2 occasions. You understand? And then Ko Konko, Shatawale kana severally, Tokuto Kale. Stoneboy kana severally, Tokuto Kale. Sakwadia kana severally, Tokuto Kale. And guess what? Even Whiskey, Obaza, Satanamen Zongoda, Tamale. Atubis kana, Kasamir kana. I mean, all the big artists have come. But now Kuba kana nyala almighty P Square. Mamina zasa Tamale, Tanambohata Mambohasi. Danan kabamboma zasa kana ka P Square could be an heated bilena hale na tangia sahashelongo halen te quinte spliti kabana pona jinwana Tamale. So umboharame. Whiskey namen kana. Was that your biggest concern in Tamale? Davido Kana Buiza. Was that your biggest concert in Tamale? I mean, the biggest ever. Banso win pina kani. Wunna kana Tamale karinyara bansa puno wunna gandu in Africa. So we're talking about Whiskey. We're talking about Davido Bankana Tamale, but we're talking about Samini. We're talking about Atubis. We're talking about Sakwadie. We're talking about Stoneboy Shatta Wale. And Tatable Whiskey and Davido Mpon Kalaba. Now P Square Rudeboy is coming. So we are saying P Square is coming because he's bringing all the heat from the P Square camp. Which one is your biggest concert ever? But finally, I am judging that this one is the biggest concert ever, and I have my reason. Davido Rakana. And there is no doubt that currently Davido is bigger than P Square. Currently. I mean, currently. To Amari Anye Kamana all-time biggest. Manzelema Kamana Anye P Square Mbongo Awilo Mbongo. These two artists are the ghosts of African music. The greatest of all time in Africa. Benirba Yongoma. So Whiskey number Nakutu Moba. Davido nam Nakutu Moba. To Amari currently, the reality is that Davido is bigger than P Square or Rudeboy. Whiskey is bigger than P Square or Rudeboy. Currently. To my reason for saying this particular concert is the biggest ever man yamaya. Anye Whiskey Narakana. He came with R2Bs though. But Oda coming out with own email. Tradi kada particular big force from Tamale joining together with him. David Onodakana, he did it alone. Kadiba Chan, he did it with Ataka. And Ataka weight wasn't that of Fancy Gadam weight standard. So Fancy Gadam alone has done numbers. Fancy Gadam alone, Ochian Mandela Valuma. So Rudeboy or P Square Yetakana Tapahara. Definitely, these are two power grace. These are two goals coming together to host a concert. So definitely two strong bones and balama. So Whiskey Yira kana in his own image. Davido kana in his own image. Sarkodie of course did with Fancy. The Fancy image is there. And you can compare Sarkodie to P Square. Shatta Wale to P Square. Stoneboy to P Square. But you can compare Fancy Gadam to Fancy Gadam. Talking about Fancy X Shatta Wale. So you can compare Fancy Gadam to Fancy Gadam, talking about Fancy Gadam and Sakwadie. To a rude boy to who? None other person. So it tells you that yeah, benir ba yung ma ne land ma. Derin yala P square ko kan mana karanyo okay P square ko. Ha derin ya P square ko karanyo benir ba ma require na be in forever and ever. Understand ya bo. To ama tenji sa ha shelongo. Nimvo you know so dena bola de jirbialagba. To ama fancy Gadam coming on board. Karapa jirma. So ladies and gentlemen, I am actually final judging that this particular concert is the greatest ever to happen in Tamale. Now, like in future, Sheltelan Kamana Garle. Let's say maybe fancy it and Zan next year and Zan Diamond Platinum is now predictor then we see how it will go. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to waste much of your time. I am just here purposely to announce that Fancy Gadam is coming on the 30th of May at the Mama Sports Stadium with Rudeboy. And Tenjia Sasha Long Rudeboy and share you on social media or share you on Twitter, X Mbalama, share you on Instagram, Jimbala, share you on Facebook, announcing that he's coming to Ghana at Dalu Mama Sports Stadium on the 30th. And then the flame everywhere already. So many bloggers in Nigeria, but Punkarla Newsma out. Halas Bashon, what in your fancy Gadam on a phone call, video phone call with Rudeboy. Kabananga video call, assure the audience ma that before the D-Day, when Yalaba Yankana TikTok live, and to promote a program, I mean, audience, my fans, my taba. So you know, this is great for the industry. Let's all come together to support this particular one. Can you at the end of the day how it's gonna go? Yeah, but it's just gonna be a win-win for Fancy Gadam, the industry at large, and every individual who is gonna get involved. Then you Shamza Sambalama, Yulumbono Swale Ala Hassan. That was the Hype TV podcast. Salaam alaikum. We out.